5 minutes allocated and you will have a busy schedule. So I'm not going to read from the prepared script. You will be getting press packs anyway, so you don't need loads of facts and figures from me. What I'd like to do for the next couple of minutes is actually talk about Ssangyong. Ssangyong Motors has been in existence since 1961, which all the same year, funny enough, as the Gandhi Auto Group was formed. But with National Autos, we've had the franchise here since 2001. Purely on a personal level, my association goes back further than that, because I was actually in Saudi Arabia running Zion tractors. So that was the Ssangyong dealer in Saudi Arabia during the 90s. So it's a brand that I feel a strong affinity for. When it was launched primarily for military vehicles as 4x4s. That then moved itself into passenger car and SUV developments, still on a 4x4 basis. Ssangyong always had a reputation for toughness, no-nonsense 4x4s. All built later on around a proven Mercedes-Benz drivetrain, engine and gearbox. Inside Korea, in fact, still today, Ssangyong Motors has the highest rating of customer satisfaction, right, and the equivalent of JD Power figures of any Korean manufacturer. But it's fair to say, historically, they've been a niche player. They've not been a worldwide player. And perhaps 10 years ago, they lost their way a little bit. This was probably a balance of lack of cash for investment and certainly for marketing. Their technology continued to develop. They still made good cars, but they weren't really in a position to expand. And certainly with the National Autos hat on for the moment, there were even years, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, where to be honest, we did not buy any cars. We did not bring any cars in and sell them. We supported what was in the marketplace, of course, that is what our Gandhi Group always does. But we waited patiently to see if Ssangyong would come out of the problems they were facing. As many of you know, they were purchased by Mahindra something like 4 years ago. That gave them a very ready injection of cash. Something like $300 million was put into the brand. Immediate improvements were seen in established models like the Rexton, the Coranda. The Action car became the Action Sports Pickup. And of course the Chairman, which certainly is probably the cheapest, most cost-effective luxury car on the market today. But that was still working in those niches in the marketplace. But with the capital injection and the opportunity presented them, Ssangyong started to look at export markets in more detail. It wasn't a company that could really survive only on the Korean domestic market. And in fact, over the last 3-4 years, they've had many successful launches and a great increase in market share in many countries. Russia's probably the obvious example, where they're now talking about 80,000 cars a year in Russia. But they're actually the market leader in Chile, in New Zealand, in specific sectors that they compete in. And their future certainly is in growing the export market. Now to the UAE. As I said, we've been a niche player so far. We have cars that suited certain markets and a very loyal band of buyers and supporters of the product. And it was climbing slowly as a brand, but it was not going to set the world on fire. We were waiting for the new car, for a new global car. What we're just about to unveil, and I'll talk a little bit about the car afterwards, but I'll unveil it first, is really Ssangyong's first move into the global market. A move into the compact SUV, crossover SUV market, call it what you like. It's one of the fastest growing markets in the world. It's an all-new car, totally designed by Ssangyong. Right, very much our future as National Auto here in the UAE and our fellow dealers around the GCC, and Ssangyong's future is tied up in this car. For those who read about it in Geneva, where it was officially launched, there are also going to be much more developed off-road versions of this car as well. Stage one is the Tivoli. The Tivoli you see here now. Kyle, David, could I ask you to unveil it, please? They're entering a whole new market. It's a spirited deluxe crossover with great style, class-leading safety, and dynamic driving. This is for active life seekers at a very affordable price. It delivers a level of attention to detail and driving experience usually found only in vehicles with a much higher price tag, and designed to exceed customers' expectations in every way. An all-new platform, completely restyled body, dynamic urban look, spacious, trendy new interior, a new engine lineup, and best-in-class safety features. On behalf of our Gandhi Auto Group and National Autos, I'd like to thank you for your time and for joining us today at this launch. It is called the Tivoli. You may have noticed on the cover that came off, read backwards, that says I love it. Just one last anecdote to finish, that was a complete accident. It was called the Tivoli, nobody made that association until my friend Brian Collier of Ssangyong, UK, actually was looking in his mirror and saw the name and thought, great, we'll make it a slogan. That is why it's the slogan, not a big marketing thing. Tivoli, I love it. Welcome to the car. Thank you.